I'm having a good time. Mayday, mayday, mayday. How you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my college football weekend recap. That was a lot for me to say. I feel like I need to go lay down and prop my feet up. You know, get on the incline. Well, that's a decline if my head is down. Anyway, if you're new here, hey, make yourself at home and so on. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I say it all the time. It helps my little channel out. And if you like what I do, you'll be able to keep up with me. And if you hate my guts and want to tell me from week in to week out how horrible I am, that'd be a great way for you to know when I'm on so you can do it. Recap. What a crazy weekend, Lord. We get to SEC, been hearing about it for weeks. SEC's playing. SEC, oh, the real football begins. And did it begin for some of these teams? Good Lord. I'm going to get to that in just a second. If you wonder about this green fabric behind me, no, I am not North Texas mean green football fan now. This is my green screen I had up today. I don't know if you heard, Lane Kiffin stopped by and actually had an impromptu, in his words, press conference, and it was a lot of fun. Lane just got back to being Lane, and I like that. Yeah, I got it hanging up back up here. So let's go ahead and jump off. So we know our Clemson Tigers had the weekend off. They were done. They were chilling out. It was a good time. Everybody was having a few drinks and so on. And so we were going to sit back and, as a lot of people's been coming on my channel and telling me, the real football starts this weekend. And it no sooner than started than it ended for a lot of teams. So as y'all are getting on in here, I'm going to get a few more people. It's the live stream. Get a few more people on in here, and then we'll jump on in and talk some more. Saw Birdman get in here. May there to you. Good to see you. Getting in here. Go ahead. Heck, I don't even care if you hit the thumbs down. Hit the thumbs down. Get on here and see who's actually getting in here for this college football recap. It's an interesting time. This weekend has been an interesting time. I can't think of many opening weekends for a... I know this is a different time and so on, but opening weekends for a conference that turned out so poorly and questionable for some teams, and then a couple of teams who were in just a few weeks in. I just don't know what to say. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the scores. I'm going to run the top 25 down, okay? So we have to start with number 2, Alabama. They got kicked off in Missouri. Everybody's talked about who's going to be the starting quarterback. And they know got that Bryce Youngin. According to where you're looking at, he's a, what? Number 2, number 1 overall recruit. But Mac Jones got the start. He was 18 to 24, 249, 2 touchdowns. You're playing Missouri. That guy didn't have to come out there and be magic in this ball game. I always remember Greg McElroy. No offense to Greg, but to be a national championship winning quarterback, I'm not saying that you don't have to be smart and you don't have to be good. I'm just saying you don't have to be amazing. You game manage. Remember A.J. McCarron or whatever his name is? You remember he's the one that had the girlfriend that got Brent Musburger basically put on the, don't talk about women, though, well, everything he said was true. Anyway. But look at both those guys. Those guys are game managers. You can win a national championship and be a game manager. Remember, Greg McElroy has a national championship ring. Lamar Jackson does not have a national championship. Okay, he doesn't have a national championship under his thumb. So next time you feel like you've got to have Superman at quarterback, you really don't have to. If in the right system, you can have a good, solid game manager, and they get a national championship. Plain and simple. So Mac Jones goes in there, wins a ball game. Najee Harris, almost 100 yards rushing. Jalen Waddle, 134 yards receiving. They beat Missouri 38-19. Watch this, Missouri. This is their coach's first game. So they had, they started a month late basically, or 3 or 4 weeks late versus everybody else. So Alabama gets off to it. Number 3, Oklahoma. Now, I did a video on this one last night. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. I had a lot of fun laughing at them. Because if you look at Oklahoma over the past, well, really, playoff era, it has been nothing but a playoff error. That was really cheesy, but still true for them. All they do is blow it. They had that one game in the Rose Bowl against Georgia in the first round a few years ago that it went into double overtime, and Georgia beat them. Okay? Other than that, they have done nothing but absolutely get beat up like a redheaded stepchild. Period. That's it. That's all Oklahoma has done. Oklahoma has went in and blown it. I mean, I don't care who's playing quarterback for them. Baker Mayfield. Clemson had a field day with him, by the way. We beat his brains into the ground. I mean, you got to remember, Shaq Lawson hit him so hard that Shaq hurt himself. So I love that. It's fun. What's that? Kyler Murray or whatever his name is. I really don't keep up with it. Just oh my God. You had Jalen Hurts last year. Spencer Rattler. I know Wishington's young. He is talented. I'm not taking away from him. But guys, they've had so many talented people there, and they continue to blow it. I mean, you just can't continue to blow it. Kansas State just lost to Arkansas State. Arkansas State's ranked. Do you really want to go there when you're the number 3 team in the country? I mean, really? Really? But y'all know that just because they lost yesterday, if they win out, they're going to be talked about for the college football playoff. So for the sanity of the college football playoff world, I beg to God they lose another one, and we can get this over with. Got a few people here trickling in. I'm going to say, may there to you. Birdman got you earlier. May there to you. Country Tiger said, may there to you. Thomas Mills, may there to you. Double Tiger, may there to you. I'll take your question in just a second. Thomas Mills said, Ben Boulware dropped Baker on his head. He did. Eric Odom, look at LSU. OMG. Yeah, tell me about it. Got Clemson for life. May there, buddy. Rodney Vickers, may there, may there, may there. May there to you, buddy. I like 3 may there's. It's emphatic. It's a big deal. Phonograph, may there to you, buddy. Getting to the question, what do you think about Clemson going to Notre Dame later this season? As long as we stay healthy, as long as we don't play lazy, we win that game by 10 points. As of right now, we win that game by 10 points. I believe that. If we go in there lazy, we go in there thinking, oh, so-and-so will have a big run in just a second. It doesn't matter if we go 3 and out here. We'll lose the game. But I still believe we'll win the game. Georgia and Arkansas. Arkansas hung around for a while. I'm not a Georgia fan whatsoever. I grew up not too terribly far from the Georgia line. I was still, hour and a half from Athens. Something like that. But there was a lot of Georgia fans that, I knew them because they're so close to Georgia line. There were some Georgia fans there in the back door of Clemson, But I have a pretty good Georgia following. I like to pick at them and stuff, and it's fun and it's easy. But I have a good Georgia following. Georgia does have a lot of history. They have pissed away a lot of talent. That always ticks them off when I say that. But then again, when was your last national championship? I ask that all the time because that is a relevant question and a relevant answer to have. But I've been hearing about, DeJuan Mathis, he's a man to play. Stetson Bennett, we hate him because he transferred out. He's awful. He's horrible. And according to, I didn't see the game. I was at my daddy turned 60. So we had his 60th birthday party. But I went back and read posts. I've read articles. I'm looking at, right now I'm looking at a game synopsis yesterday, Stetson Bennett's name on it. Stetson Bennett came in, the very guy everybody hated because he transferred out and transferred back in, came in supposedly sparked them, won the ball game. So I don't know if that's going to be long run. I don't know if that's lightning in the bottle for them. But for a while they were struggling with Arkansas. Okay? They were struggling with Arkansas. Period. But they went ahead, hit their stride. Just like I said this. I said they're going to win this game. I felt like that they were going to really, really dominate it. So that Arkansas hung around for a while, and it was 7-5 at halftime. I was shocked, but Georgia's depth, their talent, took over the game. But that was an interesting game. Next one of the favorites from mine. I'm going to speed up a little bit here, y'all. Florida at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, our old buddy, he gave them a run for their money. If you watched any of this game, I got to see part of it. Ole Miss shot themselves in the foot. And then when they brought out Emory Jones earlier in the game, and he threw that ball up that looked like a punt, I was sitting there going, everybody who's calling for Trask to be, benched and start Emory Jones should rethink that. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. No. Look, I know football too. And I'm just saying, you don't throw the ball straight up. I mean, the DB who picked it off stood there, waited for it, scratched his butt, and waited for it. Even waved it down. Surprised he didn't throw a flag on it, But, I mean, I don't know. Florida, you did win the game. Trask threw 6 touchdowns. Big, that was a big deal for him. Won 51-35. The game that shocked everybody, Mississippi State, Mike Leach comes in and plays LSU, the same LSU team. Now I want to stop here right now. There's some good LSU people like Tiger Cat and a few others who follow me. They're good people. They love their Tigers. They can't help what other fans do. But I hate to say it, there's a ton of LSU fans. A team that has pissed away more talent only next to Georgia. Who I said, if you would ever just get a good quarterback in there, y'all would be good. And I was, well, man, that's good. They got it. And then all of a sudden they started thumping their chest and talking more trash talk than you could imagine. And I was immediately turned off by them. Was telling me we recruited well. Newsflash, anybody in the top 10 recruits well. Big deal. Anybody in the top 10 recruits well. Take that to the bank, write it down, and don't forget it. So before you go running your mouth, I know you have the freedom to do whatever stupid you want to. Just remember that. I'm just saying, Mississippi State had just as much time to get ready for this game as you did. They have a brand new coach with a brand new system with a brand new transfer quarterback. And they did not just beat you. He set a record for passing yards of 623 yards. And don't give me that crap, well, Leach threw the ball. We know he throws the ball all the time. 623 yards worth. And Derek Stingley Jr. being out wouldn't have stopped 623. You might have dropped it on down to, I don't know, 550. But 623, that's hard to argue with. Good God. LSU gets their first loss of the season in their first game. Auburn and Kentucky played close together. Terry Wilson, it was good to see him come out and play. But, I mean, just at the end of the day, Auburn was just too much. Texas almost blew it. What is wrong with y'all, Texas? Y'all are just absolutely just ridiculous. Dear Lord. Good to see that Texas A&M looks like crap, barely beating Vanderbilt. 17-12. Kellen Mond was 17 of 18, 189 yards. I don't know. Game everybody's still talking about. Miami, normally, no matter what the records are, you throw them out the window when these two teams get together. But apparently Florida State has not only given up on football, they have given up on everything. I don't know. Maybe they're focusing on women's basketball now. I don't know. That's a big thing now. Miami, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I've had a lot of Miami fans reach out to me. A few of them's talking trash, and they already think they got Ray Lewis back there, or Ed Reed playing for you. and you're already talking trash. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I've had some sensible Miami fans that reached out to me, and believe it or not, and went, well, we don't think we're going to beat Clemson. It would be good to stay within 14 points of y'all. You guys are a little more, you guys are along the lines, I think it's real. I'm not saying that it's out of the question that Miami could come in and play Clemson really, really competitive. I'm not saying that. But if you think you're going to walk into, I believe it's at our house, and you're just going to beat us just because you're fired up, you've lost your blankety-blank mind. So celebrate your win over a team that sucks, but yeah, you're about to come play at the national champions. Anyway, UCF is just quietly dismantling everybody that play. That Dylan Gabriel kid threw another 400 yards. That's over 400 2 weeks in a row. Cincinnati beat Army. Cincinnati, I coach up there at Cincinnati. He's a talented guy. Don't be surprised if he gets a call from a couple of big schools looking to replace somebody. Oklahoma State, I just don't even like talking about them anymore. I don't even know who controls their team anymore. So I won't even read their score. They're irrelevant. Tennessee, number 16. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. I had some people throw some comments at me because what I said about Tennessee. I had 44 players out, and you don't know you know what, from a hole in the ground. If you don't see that 44 players held out, can I tell you? Can I tell you what I thought about Tennessee? Tennessee looked just like Tennessee from the past few years. So this year you might have C19. I like to call it that just for fun. To blame it on. What'd you have it on to blame it on last year? What did Garantano have to blame it on in 18? What did Garantano have to blame it on before that? I'm just saying, Tennessee has. I'm to see some questions coming to me and some comments. I'm about to get into that. Just 1 second, y'all. Just hang with me. But Tennessee has Eric Gray playing for them. Eric Gray, a big football player out of the state of Tennessee, from Memphis. Last year, he was a freshman, looked fantastic. I told a Tennessee fan today, I said, I think in you watching your next Alvin Kamara. And what I mean by that is, you had Alvin Kamara at Tennessee, and he was sitting behind Jalen Hurd. Different coach now, same underutilized player. I didn't say they didn't get the ball to Gray. They could have got the ball to Gray more. He is that player. You get the ball to him more. But hey, look, Tennessee, if your coaching staff is, remember, y'all know what you're doing. That's why they pay you the big bucks. So if you believe that it is good strategy to keep the ball out of a playmaker's hands, you're wiser than me. So one day your negative will equal a positive. Might equal just like Butch Jones getting, axed. But you beat South Carolina. South Carolina couldn't even, you got to remember the crowd noise was there, but not as much as it could have been. And normally when somebody's punting the ball and one of your guys who's blocking for you, and you're a punt returner, if the ball is bouncing, you're screaming at your guys around them like poison or whatever you're screaming, or whatever keyword it is to let them know the ball is on the ground near you. Don't let it hit you so the team gets it. I don't know if they were doing that. I don't know if he didn't hear it, but that was the worst case. And I hate South Carolina, but that was the absolute worst case scenario for them. The only thing I can say is that Colin Hill, the guy from Colorado State, looked solid, pretty solid. There was times I was like, and there's other moments I was like, he looked pretty good. Shi Smith, I don't care if he's Gamecock or not. Shi Smith, that's a baller right there. That boy right there, 10 receptions, 140 yards. And when he got the ball, he was ready to make a highlight reel. So, a couple other games I don't care about. BYU torched Troy. Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns barely beat another team this week, and they're still in the top 20. Virginia Tech crapped on NC State. Pittsburgh barely beat Louisville. I'm not a Pittsburgh. I don't like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's. I got a story about Pittsburgh, some interactions I had with some fans of theirs, and it's not good. If you had the same interactions as me, you'd hate them. So let me go in here and let me get some comments in here. I'm going to shut this sucker down. Clemson for Life says, I'm hyped for that Miami game. Eric Odom calls Oklahoma the Oklahoma Falcons. Double Tiger says, number 8 versus number 1, let's go. Rodney Vickers believes that Miami's going to beat Clemson 47-38. Okay. Clemson for Life, I think UNC will play Clemson in the ACC Championship. Clemson for Life said, Bobby, did you go to the South Carolina game? Because my friend was there and said that you sat behind them. If you're talking about yesterday, no, I was at my daddy's 60th birthday party. So I was not there. I thought maybe you were talking about the Clemson, South Carolina game. I was there last year. But no, I was not there. Especially at a night game. That place turns into like Mad Max. Oh, good grief. If UNC beats Notre Dame and Miami, they could be a playoff contender. Double Tiger, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that UNC has been much improved, but they're getting overhyped. A good 8 or 9 win season for UNC this year would be a good season. 10 win obviously be great. I'm just saying realistically that an 8 or 9 win season for UNC, regular season, would be a really good season for them. So, all right. Eric Odom says, it's true, Georgia needs a good quarterback. Georgia's needed a good quarterback. They let a good quarterback go to Ohio State. I mean, not trying to rub it in here, be a douche, but I'm just saying, and that whole story about the reason why he left and everything, that still doesn't add up to me. You're not going to push back on a player for saying that, but I've talked to a bunch of guys that they played football, and I'll just put it this way, they know how a locker room runs. And had somebody been making bad remarks to Justin Fields, that locker room would have paid him a visit. But I'm just saying, coaching staff would have paid him a visit. That's the biggest recruit you've had at quarterback in years. You think that you're going to let some guy from a baseball team make racist remarks to him and just get away with it? Good locker room wouldn't have. I mean, whatever happened, it happened, but I've always questioned that. I mean, I know a lot of people's going to there's going to be some people who's going to lose their mind over that, but if you ever played football, you know that you would protect your players. You'd protect them. You would protect them. Leaders in your locker room would be meeting that guy in a parking lot somewhere going, look, you're not going to shove our guy around, especially crap like that. We'll take up for him because that ain't right. The next thing is, even if he was white as snow, they would be telling him, stop picking on him because he's the future of this team. So, I don't know. But anyway, you lost a great quarterback. All they'd let Fields do is hand off the ball. Only thing he proved at Georgia is that he can hand the ball off well. And that's because the team was telling him, the OC was telling him to hand off the ball. I mean, heck, you could line me back there and I can hand off the ball to running back. Say, hey, hand. Come out with a clean jersey. Lord, I could wear it next week. It wouldn't even stink. Dennis Wilson. Bobby, BYOG, Dirkens, what's up? May there to you. Go through here a few more. Florida football is dead, yes. Much more came out. Jordan said Mike Leach dropped a big old pile of crap on Edo's field. Yeah, he did. Ate the same peanuts that your boy ate yesterday and crapped all over Florida State. Kyle Pappick, what's up to you, buddy? Clay Geiger said, I'm back. Good to be back. Well, I'm glad you're back. Where'd you go? Take some time off? You getting out in the outdoors? Taking in life? Good to have you back, buddy. Tar Heels for Life said my Heels will destroy Boston College. I think Boston College is going to play a little better than that, but you're definitely winning that ball game. If you don't win that game, Tar Heels for Life, all this hype that's going on, I can't say some of it for real. I'm not going to say that some of it ain't for real. What I am saying is that some of this overhype that always comes, just like with Miami right now. We're college football playoff contenders. We can beat Clemson. Or we will beat Clemson. People are telling me that. You can throw that out the window. Your football team. They need to take it week by week. That's all I'm going to say. But y'all should beat BC. Somebody said Pitt's, Tyler P. said Pitt's defense is borderline elite, though. Their defense might be solid, and I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't watched them that much, but Pitt is Pitt. And even though their defense could be solid, their offense is. But then again, I said I hadn't watched them, but Pittsburgh has always been Pittsburgh. They always find a way to, mess up everything. Kind of like Ricky Bobby's daddy. You remember that? Everything was going good, and then out of nowhere, they're sitting in the Applebee's, and he just has to lose his mind. Because that's just the way he is. That's Pittsburgh football. I'm going on down through here. A few more questions. Nate the Great Don't Be Late, a.k.a. Nate Kingston. Hey there to you, buddy. Good to see you. Jordan says, Bobby, Miami has discipline issues. Lots of them. And you're a big Miami fan. When you play against elite talent, you better work those out before you go play them. I don't care if you Clemson. I don't care if you Bama. I don't care if you OSU. LSU proved yesterday they're not even in the running for this thing, so I won't even mention them. Other than that, yeah, you have to have discipline. You have to have discipline. And that's a big thing. That's always been a big thing with Miami. I'm not a fan of that chain thing. I've taken a lot of shots at it, but I'm going to tell you what I think about that. Anytime you have to reward somebody for doing what they're supposed to do, and you get your hype to get everybody hyped up, emotion is very hard to control. I'm just saying. Just follow me there. Follow me there. Let me go on down here. Kyle Papik said, what do you think of Auburn? I was listening to you on the Pete show the other night. You said you're a big Auburn fan. I never knew that, but I'm glad you're here. Auburn looked like at moments that, man, they can just really contend, not for a national championship, but to definitely disrupt a lot of the SEC and be a leader in the SEC. And then they still had those looks about Auburn, they had looks of Auburn that blows it. I mean, I'm talking as a fan, just a college football overview here, okay? This doesn't even, like it's even a shot towards them. It's just Auburn is one of those teams who can go beat Georgia next weekend, and the next week, I don't know who they're playing, but just for example, go blow it against the team they're supposed to beat. I'm just saying, that's how Auburn is, that's how they look. Once again, I'm going to say this. I said this video is almost 30 minutes long, okay? By the way, there's 34 of you in here and only 12 thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Makes me feel good. Heck, hit the thumbs down. I could care less. Go ahead and hit that. I already have one. I like that. Well, thank y'all. I do appreciate it. But, heck, I'm watching my laptop right here, so I'm having to watch myself so it's delayed. But I actually have the ability to give myself a thumbs up or thumbs down. Y'all, everybody watch this. Everybody watch this. This is at, so there's only one thumbs down right now and 20 thumbs up. I'm going to give myself a thumbs down. This is number 2. Did y'all see that? Oh, there's 3! Yes! I'm a like it. 4! Yes! 5! Oh, this is getting good. Y'all want to know a secret? Yo, 6! 10 thumbs down! This is awesome! Can I tell y'all the truth about thumbs down? Every one of my videos that has a lot of thumbs down is my best videos. Seriously. My most controversial, those thumbs down, believe it or not, those are my most viewed videos. Those are my most talked about videos. Those are my most critiqued videos. Those are my most passed around videos. So when I first started this thing, to be quite honest with you, when I saw thumbs down, you kind of be like, hey, I do a good job. Hey, I can't believe that. How dare they? And then I noticed, and they got more views, and they were passed around more. But anyway, so it thumbs down. There's some people that think they hit that thumbs down and it's hurting me. It's helping me. Seriously, I'm not joking. Actually. All right, I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna get back here. Old Bobby had to have fun with you. Thank you for hitting the thumbs down. Let me get in here, try to answer some more of these questions. I know this video's long. Siberian Paul says, love you, brother. May there to you, Siberian Paul. Good to see you in here. I haven't seen you in here in a while. Don't be a stranger. I mean, I don't want you to try to sleep in my bed or anything, especially if my wife's laying there, but I'd like to see you around here more. Lord. Sprinkles 512. I like that. Sprinkles 512. Sounds like a cat. What do you think about Texas barely beating Texas Tech, and how good do you think Texas is? I was just telling somebody at my daddy's birthday yesterday, he's a big football fan, big college football fan. He actually, get this, he's a really good friend of mine, good people. Only thing wrong with is he pulls for the Gamecocks. But he is, he graduated University of Miami for undergrad, and then he graduated South Carolina Law School. He's a lawyer. We were talking yesterday, and we were talking about how Tom Herman has not turned out how we thought he was going to be at Texas. I felt like those first couple of 3 years he had, 2 years, he had those horrible beginnings, upsets, and all this bunch of stuff. And I know he's beat Oklahoma and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that Texas is like Miami. And I know Miami's, everybody's like, well, they're doing better right now. Verdict's still out on them. Verdict is still out on them because, just pause right here, I'm going to talk about Miami for a second. All that has to happen, this happened to Clemson when they were trying to come back with Bowden, and they would fall, and they try to come back, even a little bit with Dabo, the whole Clemson thing. You go in and you lose a game that you think you should win, and you feel like you have a good chance at winning, and you lose it, the wheels start coming off. And I know it's different team, different coach, different quarterback, all this bunch of stuff I always hear all the time, but I am just telling you, I believe they're going to lose to Clemson. Whether I pull for these boys or not, I believe they're going to lose to Clemson. But the question is, will the wheels come off? We will see. And it's easy to go, no, I believe that they're going to draw from the... I'm sorry. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I just don't see it. Coming back to Texas, Texas reminds me a lot of Miami. They haven't, I don't think, went down as far as Miami, but Texas is not doing too well. I can go ahead and tell you that. Texas is just, I'm not a fan of their quarterback. I'm not a fan of, he might be a good guy off the field. I'm not saying that I'm just saying that night they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and half of Georgia's team didn't want to be there, and half of them wasn't there because they had, I'm setting out for the NFL, and I get it. But it still was a Sugar Bowl, and Ellinger gets the mic and he goes, "We're back!" Was that not one of the most obnoxious moments in the world? And I had some obnoxious moments. Heck, I love being obnoxious. But I really don't think that Texas is that great. I think that Texas is just up and down and blah, blah, blah. I mean, anyway. Let me go on down here. Y'all give me a sec. Siberian Paul, $5 donation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am so glad that you went and you gave me that $5. I'm going to enjoy that beer as much as I can. I'm not going to just knock it back like, whoo, this is just one of many. I'm going to do it and say, Siberian beer. Siberian Paul bought me this beer. It's Siberian beer. Did you hear that? I came up with that. Trademark. I got it. Thank you so much. Going back up here. I'm just having a good time, y'all. Y'all forgive me. By the way, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I know that's cliche. You hear all of us say it. It's supposed to notify you. Now, one of my good boys yesterday, Clemson Carson, hit me up and said, I ain't getting the notifications. So that it has been a problem on YouTube, but it ain't me. I can go ahead and tell you, you know, I don't do that. I'm glad everybody's in here. But, and also did a video, Lane Kiffin showed up on my show today. Lane Kiffin, so y'all go check out Lane Kiffin video. He had apparently has a booze cruise he's got going on. And, going to have a wet bar. Malibu Rum is sponsoring it. Y'all need to go watch that video. He was kind enough to put it on my channel. And I'm just a lowly, just hanging out. All right. I'm going to try to make this even faster. Y'all know me. I get on the subject and I'm like a cougar in a nightclub on a 20-year-old boy. I'm relentless. I'm into 20-year-old boys. No. I love, well, woman, my wife. You say women, man, I got a whole nother problem. You know, you're cheating on me. I'm not. Let me see. Let's go on down here. So many comments, so hard to keep up with. I'm so sorry. Clay Geiger says he's been moving. Hadn't had time to get in the chat, but I understand. I'm glad you're back here, buddy. Clemson for life. Bobby, did you go to Clemson for college? No, I didn't. I went to Greenville Tech and got a degree, not a degree, it was a certificate in sedation, and basically it's a nice way of saying we put down animals. But I've saved the money, so much money, I just shoot the cats. I don't even, I get them in one big room. I turn on that song, meow, 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 meow. You know the song. And those kitties, they'll get up in there and they'll start dancing. You would never believe it. They'll get on their hind legs now and they'll be dancing and slapping paws and stuff. And I just get a shotgun with a nice big spread. And I stand back there and listen to me. If you shoot them while they're joyous, is that not the way to go out? And I've saved the county so much money with all this lethal injection stuff. Lord, you never know how much that stuff costs. And I just shoot them, and then we, scrape them up and haul them off to my cousin's property, and we bury him. He's got a bobcat, not the actual cat. I mean, he does have a few of them running around there, but we got the big tractor plows and just dig it right up and drop him kitties right in there, become fertilizer. From the dust they came, and from the dust they go back. It's dirt, but anyway. But no, I didn't go to Clemson. Dalton Moore says, what's up, everybody? Go Bucks. Skipping ahead. Hey, Bobby, why didn't Ben Bower make it on the Carolina Panthers a few years ago? Go Tigers. I think that I just don't think that he had the body type for the league. I think that he was a fantastic football player at Clemson, and maybe he could have made it maybe on special teams and so on with certain teams. But I mean, I don't know. That is a good question. I think he'd have made it somehow. Dave Mendoza said, I thought Bobby was a Georgia fan because he liked their recruiting so much. I love talking about it, Dave. You know why? Because Georgia fans love talking about their recruiting class. Every year for the past, almost 20 years. Did you see who we got in recruiting? Phew. Lord. Y'all ain't gonna know what hit y'all. These boys roll in. Last national championship, 1980. That's all I have to say. Southern Soul says, I see LSU losing at least 2 or 3 more games. Possibly. I'm just saying. Let me see. Who is the best teams in the Pac-12? USC. I bleed in orange and blue. Glad you're in here. to me, the Pac-12 is so irrelevant right now because, I mean, first of all, when it comes down to them trying to sneak in and play in November, I get it. I love using their commissioner's quote. We followed the science. You followed your science all the way back to your financial advisors who sat y'all down and told y'all, you realize how much money y'all were losing over something that everybody else, for some reason, their universities, big, well-known, respected universities, are still playing, and y'all aren't. We're having to furlough people. So while y'all over here following the science in circles, I could rant on that for a long time, but that's we followed the science. I mean, but you know, the low-hanging fruit is Oregon, and between you and I, you mentioned USC. USC is always going to get good football players because they're USC, but I'm not biting that apple, so to speak. I think USC is still the USC they've been for quite a while. So, anyway. Siberian Paul says, can you start killing dogs now that Clemson Tigers are cats? See, I've had that rub in my emotions. But when you see a tiger versus a vermin that runs through your backyard, it's easy to shoot. What lower ranked team do you think will be the most surprising this season from Double Tiger? I really don't know. I'd love to give you an answer. I question how good BYU is. I'm going to pull up top 25 right now. Or I'm just going to scroll through it real quick and try to give you an answer. Dadgummit. All I want is the top 25. Where's the top 25? It's giving me each of each conference. Cincinnati's a good football team. I like Cincinnati. I think I know that they're not like low in the rankings, but I think Cincinnati is one of those teams you step back and you go, it's Cincinnati, and then they come in and they can beat you. I think Cincinnati's a good football team. Let me go on up here. BYU, I mentioned them just a second ago. BYU, how good are they? I don't know, but everybody they're playing, when they beat Army like they did, that was a question. When they beat Navy like they did, but BYU not looking too shabby. Oh, I know they hadn't played this season, but how good will Minnesota be? Minnesota, that's a big asterisk right there. Is Pittsburgh worth their weight in salt? Everybody's talking about Pittsburgh now. Let me see. UCF, they're number 11. UCF is number 11. Okay, I get it. But do we always see UCF as a top 10 talent? I know they had that one year, yada, yada, yada. I'm just saying, you ask my opinion. UCF is still, if they came up number 5 in the country this week, and the playoff committee was swishing around UCF for Georgia, and they both and UCF had a better record, was undefeated, you'd see Georgia get in before UCF. So I still feel like UCF would be on the outside looking in. I think UCF is actually a really good football team. Did I say they were the greatest of all time and they could win the national championship? Don't pull words out of my mouth that ain't there. I'm just saying UCF, they're a very talented football team. Very, very talented football team. Let me go back to the comment section. I'm starting to close this sucker down. We're near 45 minutes. My computer's about to die. Y'all forgive me 1 second. I'm going to have to go off screen. I ain't taking the dump over here. I'm just doing... Oh, Lord. Got to hook up this computer. Let me see what I can do. I had a few people mentioning on here that they saw me on ESPN. Yes, I was on ESPN. And I'm in a commercial. One of their commercials. Some kind people reached out to me about a month ago out of nowhere, and they said they asked me if they could use one of my a little clip of one of my videos from back about 2 years ago, and I said sure. And so I've said stuff as people's brought it up. So I might put the commercial up here one day and watch it with you. But it's been kind of fun watching people find out about it. My cousin, the night it came out, I didn't even know what night it was coming out, and I was out picking up some takeout for Bobby Dirkens Jr., Bobby Dirkens Jr., and the love of my life, Bonnie Dirkens, and she texted me and said, "Did I just see you on ESPN?" And I just kind of laughed. So it's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Everybody still there? All right, let's see. All right, I'm 11 years old, and my mom went to Clemson, and my dad went to NC State, so it's pretty awkward when they play each other. Clemson for life. That's cool, buddy. That's cool. At least your mama knows who to pull for. I'd follow in her steps. Your dad sounds like a fine man. He just pulls for the wrong team. That can happen. Clay Geiger about the ESPN. Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. Buddy of mine told me yesterday, he said he was sitting in some big chain restaurant. I don't want to call them out because they won't sponsor my show. And so he was sitting there with a work partner at lunch and looked up and went, "There's Bobby." Oh my God. I know. I mean, at least I wasn't in the nude. All right, let's get on down here. BYU does not play any top 25 teams rest of the year. They should run table. Bobby, we need a BYU Cincy bowl game. That would be fun, bleeding orange and blue, wouldn't it? That would be entertaining. Caden Smith. Hey, Bobby. There. This is the first time watching your show. Just found out about you, bud. Keep up the good work. Well, you know what? Just cause you said that, I will. Good people. Show up anytime, and I'll keep showing out. Thank you, Caden. I need, Bleeding Orange and Blue says, I need to see Pitt play someone decent like Miami or North Carolina before I pass judgment on. That's the whole thing with Pittsburgh, my friend. Pittsburgh has won games they wasn't supposed to win. Pittsburgh has went toe-to-toe with good Penn State teams and then went and absolutely embarrassed their lineage the very next week against the Red Hat ladies of Idaho. So before we all start saying, oh, Pitt's a contender, prove it to me. Dave Mendoza says, I really don't know what that means right there, my friend. Let me see. I think something just happened to my internet. Something just happened. I don't know what it is, but anyway. Well, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to go ahead and go. I can't see your comments anymore. I'm going to let all of you go. Thank you so much for joining me. Do go check out that video. It's right before this one if you go on my channel. Lane Kiffin stopped by, ladies and gentlemen. He stopped by, made a big announcement. He's got a booze cruise coming up. And he was just so kind to let me just host his impromptu press conference. I mean, what a guy. I have been contacted by Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron I don't like to say this until I can deliver. Ed Orgeron may be making a visit to the Bobby Dirkens channel this week. By the way, I am on Instagram. Ed Orgeron did show up. I have a candidate. I see there's still about 40 of you in here. And I'm going to tell you, for y'all 40, even if you ain't got Instagram, go in to Instagram, type in Bobby Dirkens. All right? Dirkens. I have a clip of a very private phone call between Joe Burrow calling Ed Orgeron because he's feeling depressed. And Ed cheers him up. You need to go check it out. All right. All right. Well, I'm Bobby Dirkens. You hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. I told you why. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.